huge fan of Transformers as a kid, so that's where it all started for me. Like my first introduction was the actual movie, the Transformers movie back in the 80s, and VHS tape. Oh my God, I remember watching it at a friend's house, and I remember just the colors drew me in. But that was like my first real intro to Transformers. And then after that, it was Rise of the Beast, which I want to say was early 2000s that I started to get into it. And I just remember the impact it had on me. It was something new and different. I remember the CGI was different, you know, in terms of a cartoon. And I was kind of like transitioning from my boy phase to my teenage years, so I kind of disappeared for a little bit. And then Michael Bay brought me back with 2007's, you know, Bayverse start of Transformers 1. And that's when I was like, whoa, like what is this? And that's where I really got like enthralled and watched every single movie afterwards. So I'm part of the Bayverse fan club and Nightverse at Bumblebee. Movie's Transformers Rise of the Beast technically is Transformers like 7, right? And so you're always trying to find unique ways for the humans to interact and or meet the robots. And so in this particular case, I thought it'd be interesting if we flipped it on his head a bit, right? And so you have Noah, this character who thinks he's about to steal a car, and turns out he's getting stolen by the car. He goes on this wild cop car chase through New York City, which was really hard to shoot by the way, in terms of a car chase sequence. And while he's going through this chase, he's starting to build a relationship with the car, even though he hasn't seen or met Mirage, the robot, yet. And so if you take a look at that sequence, we're really diving into their relationship and building this sort of unique back and forth as they're talking to each other, even though he's never even heard Mirage, aka Pete Davidson's voice yet. And so he's interacting just through the driving itself, so we get a glimpse of Mirage as a character with his driving technique. He rides fast, he's a little bit of a showboat, the way he turns corners, he's a risk taker. You know, you can see he's kind of like the rebellious Autobot, so to speak.
So after the second pin, when you look back, you give a scream or whatever and try to press the brakes, and that joint can go through an intersection. like, because I think it's one thing that's important. It's like, you already like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so you don't even.
I'm Anthony Ramos. I play Noah in Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I've been a fan of the franchise. Yes, I've seen every movie. And I watch Beast Wars I think it was Saturday or Sunday on TV. Yeah.
Nice. Really cool.
This movie's been challenging physically, I mean emotionally too. Like again, we want to bring not just the action to this. We don't want just the action to be dynamic and exciting. And a part of that, you know, really, a part of that was one, I wanted to do my own stunts. I was like, as many of these stunts as I can do, I'm gonna do them. And number two, it was like every single scene matters. There's no scene that does not matter. Every word matters, every line matters. Like, you know, again, something I love about Steven is he doesn't waste a word, not a moment, anything. Like, even if there aren't lines, there are lines. There are things happening. You know, where are the characters at emotionally all the time? Because the emotions are gonna they're gonna drive the actions. You know, they're gonna drive, the emotions are gonna drive the action in the film, right? This character's angry, this character's sad about this, so they're gonna fight, or this happens, or whatever. Or this person's gonna retreat. They're gonna hope, right? So it's all about where we're at emotionally, and we lead with that. And I think it's been a lot of work doing that and going the extra mile, and doing the stunt training.
Can't tell you how old it gets.
Who are you, human?
I'm nobody. I ain't even seeing nothing. I mean, I'm not even seeing anything right now.
RC. Now I'm surrounded. That dude that huge. Now he puts you up. Introduce the whole nine. Now you get a feel. Like, what I want to get Heath Cope is like when he's on the ground. It's like when you're pushing in. I kind of want that like dramatic, like, you know, turn around, boom, and it's like boom, and then you start to look around. So meaning like if you're on the ground. And he starts the camera's pushing in on you like this, and it's like you slowly turn into it, and then you're like, oh, and his eye line is still right there.
Yup, that's exactly what I was saying. Keep the legs dangling on the roof.
I want to make sure it doesn't feel like time, like it's purposely looking over here. So I think if you're shaking it, like everything, it's beautiful. You freaked out, you can look at time, look at Noah, like this can't be real.
So I play Elena Wallace, and fun fact for all you Brooklynites, Biggie fans, Biggie's last name is Wallace. He's Christopher Wallace. So I'm really excited that we got a little Biggie up in there. Elena Wallace is her name, and she works at the museum. She's very curious. She's kind of being a bit held back by her boss, and so she takes her life into her own hands when she sees a sculpture. It's called a statuette. And she gets curious about it, and because she's curious, she starts investigating it, and then that kind of opens a whole new world, which then brings Noah into her life and the Autobots. And that's kind of how she starts. The bots have their different heights. you know, we must respect that they're different heights. So Prime might be up here, and Bumblebee's not that tall, and then, you know, Aries is flying, and then these are all these different things that you have to think about. So the imagination part wasn't the hard part. It was kind of getting eye lines right for camera. That was the harder part. Because I come from theater, and, you know, when you're doing monologues, a lot of times you're just talking to yourself. I have a one-woman show where I play 20 different characters, and so I'm on the stage by myself. So I'm kind of used to acting towards nothing. So I think it was more so for the camera and what the camera needs. My car. Okay. I just found out that aliens are real and almost died like 6 times.
Stupid question.
Stupid question.
Slowly comes back up.
Matthew.
She takes off.
And Nightbird lands. And she starts walking towards the stone.
Once we get down here, that was some crazy shit we just did. You good? You know what I mean? You could see something, do it, and then we kind of like, all right, you know what I mean? And then we see the world. Cause I do believe he would check, like, you know, regardless if he takes something out, it's still like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's about like,
Huh?
that's about care about you.
Yeah,
So if y'all
pretty
do
much.
that, and that happens, and you catch.
We found some sort of opening to a cave in. Wait, did you just call me Sonic?
I think there's a temple.
I think there's a light on here. Let me see.
3, 2, 1, on.
Slowly reveals itself, and Elena sees it. Her running. Roar. Shoot.
Go!
She whispered it. Cut. Tuck in and stay there. The Heathcote, if you could, we don't make sure we don't go too far left.
A little
like
more
this, you stay
separation.
here, and
Yeah.
she'll come out to the right.
Okay.
But it'll still look like I'm going straight.
That it didn't work. Forward face
Yeah,
turn.
okay.
So basically,
So you don't need me to look back.
You don't need to, but it's nice to always feel your thing.
Action!
Three, two, one, Ramos!
To the middle of the. Perfect.
We got to shoot in Peru, and we shot in Machu Picchu. We shot in Tarapoto, you know, which is the Amazon, and then we shot in Cusco, which is the capital of the Inca people, right? And like it just felt, you could feel a different kind of energy in Peru. It felt there was a power there, you know. There was this mystical thing that I feel Peru has that you can't explain to people unless they go.
Is it possible to use only one over there and use?
You have to work through the gravel. And all the fucking
Antonio, be careful, please.
I would be careful.
Maybe something in that magic notebook?
Yeah.